Ian, you've had some time now to analyse and go through Saturday's game. What were your main takeaways from that?
There was, as I said after the game, there was some really good stuff. We showed a different side to us, and we really fought. We showed that we've got that side where we're desperate to keep the ball out of our net, and we dealt with a lot of set plays and a lot of balls in the box. And I thought Jasper was outstanding in terms of how brave he was in coming for them. And I thought, as a defensive unit from sort of 9 all the way through, I thought we showed that side to us, which is really important. What we really need to work on, and we really need to get better at. And I felt like we didn't play with the courage and the bravery that we've shown in pre-season, and I felt like we played with a fear within us, and that's something that I'll work as hard as I possibly can with the coaching team to try and get the boys to play without that fear. I think that's our responsibility, that's our job as coaches. So I was just disappointed a little bit. Couldn't put my finger on why we played like that, whether it was first game of the season. We were a little bit nervous, I'm not sure what it was, but again, the responsibility lies with me to try and shed all the fear from the boys, and that's something we've worked on this week in terms of just playing with that courage and that bravery. And it's really important that it looks like us, and it looks like what we've worked on. And I said to you after, like, the scoreboard will always tell a story of a game, but for me as coaches, we have to dive deeper in. It's not just about the scoreboard, it's about the process, and we're trying to get somewhere here, and we're trying to get the team playing a certain way, and we're never going to get there while we play with that fear. So that was not, I'm not going to say disappointing, because I wasn't disappointed. It was just noted that we need to work on this, and we need to really help the boys and give them more so they play without that fear.
And just going off that, what's training been like this week, and how have the lads reacted to Saturday?
Yeah, listen, I think the boys really understood what we showed them, the clips back from the game, and it wasn't like we've said something and then it didn't marry up with what we were showing them. We showed them the clips, and it really it married up with what we were saying, and the boys understood that. And listen, they're an unbelievable group. They really want to learn. They really want to adapt to how we're going to play. So I think they were asking a lot of questions about why the performance went like that, and it's really important that we give them the answers, and I felt that we did give them the answers. So training's been incredible, especially on the Monday from the boys who didn't get in the team to start off with. I know how disappointing that is for them, but what we can't have is we can't have them sulking and training like less. They have to give everything, and they certainly did that. I thought they trained really well on Monday. And then the last 2 days have been good, but it's been really hot, so we've had to adapt to the conditions a little bit, but not come off it too much. Today was really extreme, but we still managed to get the runs in and do what we needed to do. So in terms of a mentality thing, I think the boys have been incredible, and I'm really looking for a reaction to what was a performance that didn't look like us. And
you start the season off with 3 points. I know essentially you've said it's more the performance for you, not the scoreboard. Do you not think it's still a good opportunity though to build some momentum going into Saturday against Leamington?
Oh, 100%. Listen, there's so much positives that come out of winning a game, and I totally understand that. And when I talk about performance over scoreboard, you have to understand that comes from a place where I know how important it is to win. And I know that we have to win, and if we don't win, then none of this works. So there's no one wants to win the scoreboard more than me, but as I've said previously, as a coach, I have to go further into that in terms of like what's going to allow us to win in longevity, not just what's going to get us results here and there. I want to create something really strong and really special here, where we're successful and we win a lot of games of football. So that's my responsibility as a coach. But the boys certainly get confidence from picking up 3 points, and listen, they know that when balls are coming in our box and when we're having to fight and scrap, that we can do that, and that's a massive thing, because sometimes you don't see that in a team, in terms of especially if they have all the ball, and then when they're asked to do them things, they don't have the answers, where we showed on Saturday that we are capable of doing that. And hopefully that'll show teams as well that in this league that we're going to be really hard to play against, we're going to be really aggressive, and we're going to fight, and we're not going to be someone who you can just roll over in a soft touch. And I know Carl, Patter, myself, that's just a non-negotiable. We will not be a soft touch, and we won't be a team that just kind of rolls over when the going gets tough. We'll fight and we'll scrap with the best of them, but we'll also try and do the other side of the game as well, which we work on a lot. So in answer to your question, yeah, loads of confidence comes with winning, and it gives us that momentum to start the season, and obviously we have to get points, like that's what the game is. So it gets us on a run of results that we want to try and add to.
And it was a busy summer in terms of recruitment. You were heavily involved in that. 6 debuts were made on Saturday. How do you think they got on?
Yeah, really good. I sometimes have to check myself quite a lot that I've just came into the football club. We've made loads of new signings. I'm asking them all to do something different from what they've done before. But I've still got really high standards and expectations. And I think I've been really intense with the boys, and the bar that we've set for standards has been really high. But I just think that's the only way that I'll ever work. So I do check myself, but then on the flip side, it's like, well, it has to work. So we have to be on the boys as much as we can. But the new signings have been brilliant since they come in. I think I spoke to one of the new signings yesterday just to see how he'd settled in, and he said it was the best group of boys that he's kind of worked with and stuff. And that's really important. The culture that we create, and I'd like to think I have an influence in it, but I've never been in a change room that's had a bad culture. So to get the culture up and running as quick as what we possibly can, which was already a good culture, by the way. I'm not saying I've came in and changed anything. It's already a good culture. But yeah, the new signings have bedded in really well, and the boys who were here previously have made them feel really welcome and allowed them to express themselves as well when they've came in. So I'm really proud of the group as a whole, of how they've came back, how they've attacked pre-season, but also just like little things like how they are in the change room together, when they train in the gym, when they're having the laugh before the training stuff. That's all stuff I enjoy as well. So I'm really proud of the boys, of how they've been together.
And just on the injury front, is there any sort of update that you can give currently on the squad and the lads that are injured?
No, so obviously Sean's a little bit closer than what he was, obviously just with time. Todd is getting closer. He's back in training now, which is a big plus for us as well, because we brought him in for a certain reason, and we're really looking forward to getting him back on the pitch. So he's a little bit closer. Caden's got a slight issue just with an overuse injury that we just have to manage, and we have to make sure that we are careful with him and we don't like overload him too much. But other than that, everyone's good. Obviously, we've got an amazing physio who's working a lot with the boys, and as a team of staff, we're trying to help the boys get back to the grass as quick as what we possibly can. So we'll continue to do that, and hopefully they're back soon.